I'm Macy Egland. Today marks 5 years since the deadly attack on the U.S. Capitol. 14 current and former Long Islanders were charged for their roles that day. When President Trump started his second term, he pardoned, dropped prosecutions, or commuted the sentences of more than 1,500 people involved. At least 5 people died in the riot in its aftermath. In 2 minutes, a Newsday reporter shares his story of being at the Capitol that day. Venezuela's vice president has been sworn in as the country's interim leader. Delcy Rodriguez has demanded the U.S. return Nicolas Maduro. He and his wife were in federal court in Manhattan yesterday, where they pled not guilty to narco-terrorism charges. The man accused of killing his parents at a popular Plain-Edge deli is expected in court today. Police say Vito D'Ambrosio stabbed his parents last month at the A&A deli. We're told he was estranged from his family after being charged in a domestic incident with a sibling in November. Governor Kathy Hochul calling congestion pricing a success. The program started 1 year ago. Since then, Hochul says there are fewer cars in the city's congestion zone, less air pollution, and faster travel times at bridges and tunnels.
Before congestion pricing, about 117 hours were lost commuting for New Yorkers just stuck in traffic. 5 solid days out of your life, and now we have more time.
Tolls have generated $550 million in revenue for the MTA. About 10% of that is committed to the LIRR. A new housing lottery could get you into a condo for less than $300,000. Units are up for grabs at a new Beechwood development in Yaphank. You have until Monday to apply and must meet certain income requirements to be selected. Everything you need to know is on our website, Newsday.com. A new start for a former Catholic church in Cutchogue. Sacred Heart Church is now the permanent home of Peconic Community School. A $2.85 million deal closed last month. It includes a rectory, carriage house, and 5 acres of vacant land. Let's talk about your Tuesday forecast now. Finally, some warmer weather across the island. It will be mostly cloudy today. Temps topping out in the low 40s, but we'll take it. Above freezing, fantastic. Late tonight into tomorrow, there is the possibility of some rain. Keep that in mind. Tomorrow, skies eventually clear. Highs will be in the mid to upper 40s. Dry right now for your Thursday before another round of wet weather moves in to start the weekend. You see that Friday and Saturday. It's warm though. We drop down a bit for Sunday and Monday, some milder weather then.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
Only a Newsday. Today marks 5 years since the January 6th insurrection. Newsday's federal government reporter Billy House was inside the Capitol that day and talks about what he remembers most.
I happened to be trailing the top security guy for the House in the hallways when he suddenly screamed into his phone, "Hold the line, make sure we secure the building." That was precisely when many of the protesters began to overrun the barriers outside the Capitol and began to flood onto the Capitol steps and make their way to the Capitol Rotunda door, where they were then able to push open and gain access. Before they did that, I was, though, grabbed by police officers in the Capitol and told and forced into the House chamber, which they thought was a safe place. But turns out both the chambers, both the Senate and House chambers, were themselves kind of attacked by protesters after they got into the Capitol. Glass was smashed, doors were pounded, police officers had to draw guns in front of us and push desks in front of the doors. And still, then we heard a loud pop behind us, and that was when one of the protesters was shot and died from her gun wounds.
You can read the rest of Billy's story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Only a Newsday. After more than 40 years in business, a longtime family-run German restaurant is closing. Doug Geed was there as customers of the Oak Chalet said Auf Wiedersehen.
How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Gisela Vedel is well known in the Long Island restaurant world. She and her husband owned the popular Sunrise Bavarian Village in Belmore back in the 60s and 70s. After her husband unexpectedly passed away, she sold that restaurant. She eventually remarried and bought property on Belmore Avenue, where her family built a new German restaurant from the ground up.
I put like a ring, some jewelry in the foundation before the cement was being poured for good luck.
And the Oak Chalet certainly enjoyed good fortune, becoming an extremely popular spot for people seeking authentic German food.
And they come in, they go, wow, I feel like I'm family. Everyone, when we walk in, it's like, oh yeah, it's my grandma, sat you guys, and now I'm gonna bring you the food. My grandpa did all the butchering, the cooking, he built the tables.
But last February, Gisela suffered the death of her second husband, Dieter.
When he passed away, one of the things he did tell me, he said, Schatz, sell it. It's too much for you to handle, and he's right.
So after 44 years, the first weekend in January became the last time that food and drink would flow from the Oak Chalet.
Here we go, guys.
Gisela's daughter Sue says it was an emotional roller coaster ever since the decision was made to close.
Every day is like a wedding and a funeral. That's the only way I could describe it. We're getting letters, phone calls. People have come in from California, from Florida, all over to say their goodbyes to us.
Along with the food and the people, it's the atmosphere that everyone raves about. As soon as you walk in the door, the collection of beer steins, the antique chairs, their famous fireplace. And you got to check out the chairs. These are all hand-carved Bavarian chairs with a heart in them, some of them more than 100 years old.
It's the place my husband and I came for every anniversary, every birthday.
The atmosphere is just so real and everything. I just didn't miss it so much.
We had a good run, 44 years. I mean, how many restaurants could say they lasted 44 years?
So after tens of thousands of servings of schnitzel and strudel, sauerbraten and sauerkraut, another landmark German restaurant on Long Island has closed its doors. As for 84-year-old Gisela, she says she's looking forward to enjoying retirement, but admits it's hard to let go of the restaurant.
It's Dennis and my baby. We built it from scratch.
And when I asked her what she'd like to say to all the customers who visited over the past 44 years, she said,
I probably have to thank them for doing this and making me feel so at home. Being with them, it was a pleasure, and I just thank everybody. I love them, I love people, and it was a pleasure.
In Belmore for NewsdayTV, I'm Doug Geed.
Sounds like a lot of great memories for a lot of people. You can see more exclusive content just like this on our website, newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. See more on these stories on Newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other streaming services you see here. I'm Macy Eglint. We've got more local news coming up.
Newsday is your source for total coverage of high school sports on Long Island. From the field to the court, with the kind of in-depth analysis you can only get from Newsday. Now streaming on Newsday TV.